Okay, Bill, this is, I'm going to walk through the manual process of how I do an analysis on the individual locations in the market. Uh, so here you go. We'll get started with the front page and log in, of course, and you have that information. So we're starting from the beginning. I know you've gone through this probably many times, but let me just show you how I do it. Um, what I do is I actually set up two tabs, and I'll show you why. So I'm going to set this one up. I'm going to go over here. I've already logged into this. So I'm going to set up two Flex MLS tabs here at the top. The first one, typically, I will go through and I'll search a property. Let's just do one where they say, well, I'd like to know what the best location is. This is an investor talking to me. I'd like to know the best location at the corner of, I'll pick a spot, a 1 mile circle, and so forth. And so here's what I'm going to do. I'll go into the map. It'll show me everything that's in there. Of course, right now you can see there's 20,000. And I'm going to pick a criteria. I'm going to go down to active. Those that are active, they typically say, what have you got in the market that is, let's just say, under 200,000. So we go 200, like that. We'll go dwelling type, single family. We'll go down. They don't really care about bedrooms and bathrooms right off, because if it comes in at a 2-bedroom one, they'll say, well, we'll just add a bedroom if there's a big enough lot. So that's kind of a secondary search, I'll just tell you. But they do like to see something that is of a certain size, primarily price and then size. So why don't we see if there's anything in this location that I'm going to look at that is under 2,000 square feet. All right, so that's basically it. It doesn't really matter if there's a pool or not. If there's a pool, it's a little bit of a plus, not so much. This is their initial search. So you can see there's 1,500 here, and on the map, we're going to go over there and say, well, what do we got in that area? You can see all that we have. That's 1,500 dots, believe it or not. Let's just go take a look at something that might be in an area. We might even get lucky and find one. As you can see, there's nothing in Scottsdale, nothing in PV, nothing up here, because there's nothing under 200,000. So with that said, look at this little ditty right here. This one right here, I'm just going to look at that. It's under 200,000. You never know what that one's all about. Anyway, we're going to pick that location, and I'm going to pick that as a study. There it is, two-bedroom one. You can see that. They'd probably add to it. It's $248 per square foot. It's only 800 square feet. And by the way, there's a little thing I want to show you. Some of these owners say that's my square footage, but the reality is, more accurately, the size of that building is something more attuned to what the tax records would say. Let me show you how that works. Over here on Monsoon, every one of these individual MLS sheets for a property has Monsoon. Basically, Monsoon ties directly into the tax records, which is really important. You can get a lot of information out of that. It shows you where that one, it's usually in that area, but anyway, it shows you who the owner is, where they live, a few things, and the size of the lot. That's a pretty good sized lot. The owner said, no, I think it's more like 800 square feet. So you have to weigh that out. But that's a little good indication. When you want to get back to that report again, go back up to here under report, and it'll bring you right back to that page. Anyway, so I'm going to pick that as a location. So that is, as you can see, I hit that previous dot. I can get rid of this, which is that sheet, and it brings me right back to this original tab up here. So with that, I'm going to X out of that. I know where that is. I'm going to see if there's say they wanted to put an offer in on that house. All right, so where that is Indian School and 12th Street, kind of right in that little quadrant. And then I go over here. So that's my search for the property. That gives me the property itself. What I I will do is then within that, I want to know what the comps are. I'm hoping it's more than $248 per square foot, whatever that is. 248, yes. So now I'm going to go over here. I'll go back to the map so I can remind myself where that is. Indian School and 12th Street, northeast corner. So now I go over here. I do the same thing over here. I go to on this one. This is the comp one. So I go here to down. I go down to closed, and typically I go and look for 184 days. This is a half a year, and hopefully something pops up and gives me some comps. So the ones that are closed, 184 half a year, same thing. Single family. I'm going to go down here to square footage, and sometimes I do forget. I mean, my memory's not great. Let me just show you. So I go back here and I want to know detail about this in this spot right here. I'm going to open that up again, by the way. All right, so I have this. Go to the detail, and go back to. I'm sorry, we'll leave that open. We go back here. We go back to the search criteria. I want to find out. Yeah, it was 0 to 2,000 square feet, under 200,000. I don't care about that because I'm doing comps. I'm finding out what has sold. So 0, but the important part is the 2,000 square feet. All right, so I'm finding all those in that area. Now I go over to my map. On that, this is the comp one here, and that's what I'm on. So I go in here, I go find that same location, 12th Street, Indian School. Go into here, look for 12th Street, Indian School, 0 down here, up here. Come up here, see if there's anything that is going to give me a good comp. So here it is. It's basically right in, I think it was right in that area, right in here. So I'm going to go down here, put a circle in there, starting right about here. I go a half-mile circle. This is ideal now. Sometimes you can vary from this. There's a half-a-mile circle right there. I click that, so it now identifies everything in that circle. I've got 23 comps in there. All right, so now I go into the list. We got 23 comps that have sold in here. Actually, what's interesting is there's one that sold $134,000. That's a really good bargain. I don't know who picked that up, but that was a good deal that somebody picked up. And it's 4-bedroom too already. I wish I'd seen that one in the last 6 months. But what I want to do is take this price and go into descending. All right, so that gives me a price per square foot descending. The best one is $270 a square foot, and it's sold for $221,000. It's a 2-bedroom one. Now, if I use that as my comp, which I typically would want to use, I'd want to use maybe the top 3 or the top 3 out of 4 or whatever. But what I'm looking at is I'm looking at this, and then I'm going to go in here and say, well, 200. I hope it's 270. Let me look at the pictures. You can see how laborious this is, how long it takes. So, nice exterior. You know, it looks nice, pretty nice, real nice. You know, that's a good little comp house. That's 270, excuse me. Looks like granite top, some backsplash, you know, stainless steel appliances. I go up here and I double check. I'm doing my comp study. 2-bedroom one, similar. It's about the same size. Built in 39. Not that that's a big deal, but it looks nice. No pool. I didn't expect one. The area of the lot is about the same size, so you know that might be a good comp, 270. All right, so there we have it. The difference between the 270 and this one, which they're considering buying, is at $248. That's only about 40, 50, $22 per square foot. That's not enough. If they just built that 2-bedroom one and they put probably this one is the one we're looking at. Let's see what the photos look like, see if it needs any work. It looks pretty good already, you know, so I can understand why it's listed at 248, to tell you the truth. But that's what I do. And so the difference has to be somewhere around $80 a square foot, the difference between the sale price and then what the comp price is, and that is the ARV price when they go to sell it again. The purchase price and the sale price should be around $80 a square foot. That's a general number. You know, it can be a little less depending on if you have to put less into it. But if you have to do more, the spread has to be more. So that's how I picked these. But you see how long it took me. I don't know how long that was running, but it takes several minutes to go through that process. So there you have it. I'm going to stop this, and that should give you a pretty good idea how that works.